All right, now I'm going to cover Firebox operation, maintenance, just general. Right now, this fire just got done with a cycle of burning through the wood. We got some coals there, so I'm getting ready to load this stove. What you want to be aware of, our grates come in two pieces, and they don't run totally from front to back. That's designed that way so that even if you get a lot of ash built up in here, you get some airflow up through those grates. But in maintaining the grates and the firebox, I want to move these grates, that opening, back and forth. Very rarely do I keep that opening in the back. Sometimes I keep it in the middle. That's kind of where I like to have it. I keep a little up in the front, and I tend to put my ash down in the front part. But before you put wood in, you want to get your stove here so that you got airspace through those grates. And I stir my coals up and get all my coals over the center of the grates. That makes it so I get a nice hot fire going there. The house called for heat, so the induction fan just came on. I like to take the tool, clean out my door so that I don't get stuff building up on it. Just preventative stuff takes a couple of minutes to do. When it builds up on the side of the walls, if I get any stuff that builds up there, mine's pretty clean because I burn it through a complete cycle. But you can take this tool and put it in between those grates to open up the airspace. I want to see some coals really get going. That means I got good air coming up through there. When I get those coals nice and hot, hopefully you can see that. Those coals are getting pretty good, and that induction fan's only been on for a very short period of time. So it's just some general, here's how you operate this unit. I keep a little airspace, usually in the middle between the two grates. I burn a lot of ash, and ash wood by its name turns into a lot of ash. You get a lot more ash than you do coals, and the ash can tend to clog up the grates. So depending on what kind of wood, you need to look at it and analyze what you need to do. But as you can see, I got a lot of coals picking back up there, going pretty good. So now I'm going to show you a technique I use to load the stove. I like to put a couple of pieces about like this in, and I do them at an angle. Then when I come back in and load my other wood, I can put my other wood on top of it. Got my other wood kind of on the top there. Hopefully you can see that. But that gives me a little airspace here between the bottom wood and the top wood. And as you can see already, I got a flame kicking up here, and that's going to help keep all the ash from blocking the grates up, and it's going to keep some airspace so that my wood up above here can get going good. Once I have the wood going, it's not going to be an issue keeping it going. But the key is, a lot of people load wood, they throw it all in the bottom and they block the air passage from getting through. If you use a little bit of this technique, it can help you. You want to analyze what's going on with your stove. As you get more familiar with it, you'll find what works for you. But a lot of times people don't understand what they're doing when they just throw a bunch of wood in and force all the stuff down to cover those grates up, so you're not getting air up through there. You got to keep those coals in the bottom being able to go. You also want to make sure in your clean out door down at the bottom that you're not pushing ash back against the induction fan when you clean out. So those are a couple of items that'll, a couple pieces of coals that fell down in the bottom there. Those are a couple things that'll help you keep your stove operating the way that it ought to. Now, in a very short period of time there, I'm very confident I got a good fire going, so I can close my door. And right now, it's not enormously cold out, so I can burn with that amount of wood that I put in there. This is an ODF 1500. I'm heating about 2,700 square feet upstairs, downstairs. That amount of wood right there will last me about 6 hours in this weather that I have right now. Okay, hopefully that'll help you, and enjoy your stove.